sensational conditions here at Royal Randwick today for day one of the championships. We are here at last. Honestly, you could not ask for better conditions. It's stunning today.
It's beautiful, and there's going to be a whole stack of people, as you'd imagine, enjoying all the fun of the fair here for the first day of the championships. But there's some really interesting racing. There's really interesting racing. We've got the best of the world here, and to break it all down, the Daily Telegraph's Shayne O'Cass. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. What a difference a week makes. Last weekend we had the races called off. It was like Noah's Ark around Rose Hill, but today this is one of the most spectacular days.
That's why you've got to seize the moment. Carpe diem, appreciate it all. The weather is absolutely all those
diem
things.
At 9 a.m. on a Saturday. I love it.
At Poet Society. So, what about this race? Talk about Carpe Diem. I know Chris Lees was very happy with Rivellino in the Golden Slipper. Finished fourth. Huey Bowman's come back from Hong Kong, and he has a real focus on the size today.
Well, I know Hugh Bowman was very keen to come back from Hong Kong to ride this horse, because if you remember in the Golden Slipper, Tim, the horse was very slowly away. He was last at the 400, and he had a checkered path all the way up the straight, and people talk about Woderton being unlucky, which of course he was. He had a few little issues trying to get clear running himself, but you know, Rivellino made up many lengths in the straight, and he did it with a lot of horses in front of him. So both are looking forward to 1400, there's no doubt about that, and I can tell you that this size is going to shape who could be the champion of Australia 2-year-old division this year, because at the moment it's wide open. Mahunas can stake a claim by winning the Golden Slipper, but if either of these two colts can win a size and maybe go on to win the Champagne, well, it's going to add another nought to their value.
Absolutely.
And if we have a look at that Golden Slipper replay again, it does say a lot that Huey Bowman is willing to come back for this ride today.
Absolutely, and he obviously was here for the Golden Slipper for good reason, but he didn't have to come back today. But I understand that Rivellino was the driving factor in why Hugh Bowman came back. And you've got to remember, just a few years ago, guys, Hugh Bowman owned this carnival. We went 4 Queen Elizabeths on Winx and pretty much every other race. So you know, this is a real good homecoming for Hugh, and he's got a lot of fans here in Australia in the grandstands and in the tabs as well.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I think everyone reflects on Queen Elizabeth Stakes Day, don't they? Which was the pinnacle of and the end of Winx's amazing career, and of course the statue. I walked past it at Rose Hill during the week. It's great to have Huey back. Now, Joliestar.
Well, Joliestar is the favourite for the TJ Smith, another great race in its own right. Some people are thinking that the TJ Smith has become almost the pinnacle of day one. That's how strong this race has turned into from a sprinting point of view. Now, she is the deserved favourite, guys. She won the Newmarket Handicap, the famous race up the straight at Flemington last start, and she ran 1:08 doing it. So she's got Damien Lane is going to ride. James McDonald would have been on her, of course, but he's away. So they picked up Damien Lane, who was the favourite to win the Nathan Berry medal, by the way, because he's picked up so many good rides, Joliestar included. But look, she's a genuine Everest contender. She's got another Group 1 to win today to add to the 1,000 guineas that she won as a 3-year-old. You know, we're in a great era of sprinters, but she's one of the best we've got at the moment.
And as we just heard as you were talking there, Shayne, we just saw Overpass's trial as well. Now, he's been trialling sensationally for his return to the TJ today.
He could well be the fastest
You'd go and buy a
horse.
lottery ticket with Björn Baker.
He could win anything, Björn. And look, Overpass, he could be the fastest horse in Sydney. Whether he can sustain that, you know, in the pressure race over 1,200, we'll wait and see. But he's a dual Group 1 winner. He's travelled to Perth twice and won their best race. He's back in Sydney, won the Sydney Stakes. And as you said, Julie, he has trialled the house down.
Gringotts today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Gringotts is a bomb.
Tommy Berry.
Tommy Berry and Gringotts have formed a fantastic association in the last few years. They won a big dance here, of course, on the first Tuesday in November. And the thing about Gringotts, guys, is he is bomb-proof. He goes out there every single start and runs the same race every single time, and that is usually winning. This is a Doncaster. It's the highest level you can get for a miler. But look, punters think he can do it. He never lets them down, and this track is going to play right into Gringotts' favour today.
And on that Doncaster, we have the place getters from last year back in the race, but we do have a scratching this morning. Yeah,
unfortunately we lost Celestial Legend this morning as a scratching. The horse is fine, but he's just not running, which opens the way for the Victorian Rise at Dawn to get a start. Now, Karis Teaton, the great South African jockey, was going to come down to ride Rise at Dawn, but when they thought he might not get a start, he stayed at home. So some jockey, if Rise at Dawn wins to Doncaster today at massive odds, has picked up one of the luckiest rides in history. But look, it's a great race top to bottom, 13 Group 1 winners in it. It really is a very, very open race, as you'd expect handicaps to be. The favourites, in fact, guys, are both $6. So that says what an open race it is.
It's not very often we see a filly as the favourite for a derby.
Not at all. In fact, only one filly's won the Derby this century, and you have to go back to an absolute champion in research last century. But not many do it, admittedly, because they've got an Oaks coming up next week. But look, Aliana, she could well beat these colts. She's almost beaten Broadsiding and Linebacker in the Randwick Guineas and the Rosehill Guineas, and she's only been looking for one thing: 2,400 at Randwick.
Linebacker is another one that I'm very, very keen to see today. But also, interestingly, in this derby, we have the first 4 over the line in the New Zealand derby.
Yeah, that's right. We often get the winner of the New Zealand derby come over, but the others are not seen as good enough to come over. But they are this year. It's a very strong crop of 3-year-olds in New Zealand, so they're all here. The one thing we know about Kiwis is that they stay. And if any of the Australian horses just had that little chink in the armour that last 200 up the rise, it's the Kiwis that usually are the ones finishing strongest.
We have got a fantastic day of racing. Thank you, Shayne.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.